You've seen the blueprints.
Better than that. I've got him on me.
Are you kidding me? Am I supposed to be seeing something here?
Look closer.
Why would a man throw away a perfect career, a luxury apartment, and his freedom, all in a single moment? More importantly, why would anyone beg to get into one of the most secure prisons in the world? While most of us dream about how to break out of prison, he was planning how to break in. He is no ordinary man. He is a genius, an engineer, and perhaps the most loyal brother television history has ever seen. But is Michael Scofield just a prisoner? Or are the labyrinths inside his mind far more complex than the walls of Fox River? Today on Scene Atlas's Who Is series, we dissect the anatomy of a plan, a tattoo, and a sacrifice. Who is Michael Scofield really? Before we start this deep dive, make sure you don't miss out on future character analyses. Join the Scene Atlas family by clicking that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next escape plan. If you're ready, let's break down the walls. Michael Scofield. When we first stepped into the Prison Break universe, we saw a successful structural engineer in a suit. But his mind works very differently from yours or mine. To understand Michael, we first need to understand his superpower, which is actually a medical condition called low latent inhibition. What is it? Look, when you look at a lamp, you just see a lamp. It gives light, that's it. But Michael, when he looks at that lamp, he sees the tungsten filament inside, the thickness of the glass, the socket mechanism, the voltage current, and exactly how he can rip it out and turn it into a weapon or a tool. A normal brain filters out unnecessary details. Michael's brain filters nothing. It processes every detail, every possibility. In someone with a low IQ, this leads to insanity. But in someone with a high IQ like Michael, it transforms him into a creative genius. And the Fox River escape plan? It was only possible thanks to this cursed gift. So why did this genius burn his life to the ground? The answer is simple: Lincoln Burrows. When Lincoln was sentenced to death for a crime he didn't commit, killing the vice president's brother, the whole world called him a murderer. The evidence was there, camera footage, fingerprints, but Michael didn't believe the data. He believed his brother. Because for Michael, Lincoln wasn't just a brother, he was his guardian. When their mother left and their father disappeared, it was Lincoln who protected Michael. Lincoln even sacrificed his own life, sinking into debt just so Michael could go to college. Now, it was Michael's turn. Where the justice system failed, Michael decided to build his own justice. But there was a problem. Lincoln was in Fox River State Penitentiary, and who was the structural engineer who handled the retrofitting of that prison? You guessed it, Michael Scofield. He had the blueprints, but memorizing the plans of a massive facility is impossible. Or was it? This is where television's most iconic cheat sheet comes into play: the tattoos. Michael hid the entire prison map, escape routes, emergency plans, and chemical formulas right on his skin. But he concealed it with such artistry that an outsider saw only a gothic battle between angels and demons. Yet beneath that ink lay the roadmap to freedom. Think about it. Alan Schweitzer, 11,121,147. A name? No. That was the make and serial number of an Allen bolt he needed to unscrew the sink in his cell. Cute poison. Sounds charming? Hardly. It was the code for the chemical reaction of sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid. He used this mixture to corrode the grate in the infirmary. English, Fitz, or Percy? These were the three streets the police would likely use after the escape. Michael watched the traffic lights from the prison roof, like checking a pulse, to figure out which one was clear. Every line, every shadow held a meaning. This tattoo wasn't just a map. It was the externalization of Michael's mind. Complex, dark, but incredibly functional. It's impossible not to admire Michael's intellect, right? But hold on, things are about to get messy. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to smash that like button. It's crucial for the algorithm to find us. Now, let's see how the plan went off the rails and explore Michael's darker side. The plan was perfect, but there was one thing he didn't account for: the human element. Prison isn't like solving an equation. Inside, you have sociopaths like Teabag, mob bosses like John Abruzzi, and corrupt guards like Bellick. Michael acted like a chess player while assembling his escape team. Everyone was a pawn. His cellmate Sucre needed to dig the wall. Abruzzi needed to secure the escape plane. Westmoreland needed to finance the life after the escape. But in this process, Michael's hands started to get dirty. This is the core conflict of his character. Is Michael Scofield a good man? Yes, his goal is noble. He wants to save his brother, but he didn't hesitate to manipulate innocent people along the way. The biggest example, Dr. Sara Tancredi. He made Sara fall in love with him just so she would leave the infirmary door open. At first, it was a strategy. Get the key, get the job done. But the one variable Michael couldn't calculate kicked in. Feelings. He truly fell in love with Sara, and this love became the plan's weakest yet strongest link. Beneath Michael's cold, expressionless stare, there was a constant battle of conscience. Was it right to endanger innocent lives to save one innocent man? He destroyed Warden Pope's trust, ruined Sara's career, and unintentionally caused the deaths of guards. Was he the angel or the demon in his tattoo? They escaped Fox River, but was it over? Never. In Season 2, he was a fugitive. In Season 3, a prisoner in an even wilder hellhole, Sona Prison. This wasn't Fox River. No guards, no rules, just a savage fight for survival. Here, we saw Michael's adaptability rather than just his engineering skills. Using the angle of the sun, the flow of water, even the movement of rats, he achieved the impossible again. But the war against the company drained him physically and mentally. In Season 4, we learned the painful truth. Michael had a brain tumor, just like his mother. Those nosebleeds were a ticking clock. Despite this, he never stopped risking his life to get Scylla and clear everyone's names. In the final break, that moment he sacrificed himself to break Sara out of prison, the message, "You are free." That finale made a generation cry. When we saw the tombstone, we all thought an era had ended, but legends don't die easily. Years later in Season 5, when he resurfaced in Ogygia prison under the name Caniel Audis, we realized the scale of his sacrifice was even greater than we thought. To keep his family safe, he had erased his identity and agreed to live as one of the world's most dangerous terrorists. What separates Michael Scofield from other TV characters? He isn't like Walter White, who broke bad for his ego. He isn't like Rick Grimes, who became savage to survive. Michael was a protector from beginning to end. He used his intelligence not as a weapon, but as a shield. His superpower wasn't his tattoo or his engineering. It was how far he was willing to go for the people he loved. He taught us that there is no such thing as impossible, only an equation waiting to be solved. He showed us that an origami crane isn't just a paper bird, it's a symbol of hope. And most importantly, he made us feel that sometimes you have to take the wrong road to get to the right place. Michael Scofield will always be at the top of the list for television's smartest characters. But what do you think? Do the ends justify the means when it comes to saving Lincoln? Or did using Sara and the others make Michael the villain of his own story? I'm waiting for your answers in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. If you want more character analyses like this, maybe a deep dive into Teabag or Alexander Mahone, don't forget to like the video and let me know below. If you haven't subscribed to Scene Atlas yet, now is the perfect time. I'm Scene Atlas, mapping out another story for the next video. Until then, stay safe, and remember, just have a little faith.